Here's what he said, though. I'd like to get a solution today. And the solution requires creative thought and innovative thought. If we focus on figuring out some way in which we can bring people together over issues as opposed to dividing them into camps, I think we'd end up with some really good stuff. So, yeah, somebody who he doesn't give a shit. He's pretending to care, just using, standard kind of default politician speak. I think we should bring people together on this issue.
Tom Vilsack's son works for Summit Carbon Capture. Bruce Rastetter. He literally works for Bruce Rastetter.
It's a good reminder. Yes.
It's so fucked up.
He may be invested in not finding a solution or a false solution, maybe. Yeah, but that bit about dividing people into camps kind of made me think a little bit what are these camps? There's the camps, a camp of people who benefit from the poor water quality situation. They benefit because they're, unregulated. They get to maximize profit at the expense of the water quality, right? There's that camp, which I imagine is a small number of people. And then there's another camp, which is the people suffering the consequences of that lack of regulation, which is, I think, a huge number of people. A much larger number of people, right? And I think people are getting more and more conscious of that this is a problem and what's causing the problem, right? So as that larger group of people comes to a greater understanding of the problem, they're demanding a solution, right? What I think about, though, when I look at this small camp versus a large camp, I think about how we think we live in some sort of democracy, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we greatly outnumber the small number of people whose business practices poison the rest of us, it seems like we don't actually need to come together to find a solution. The huge group of people should simply get what they want from the small group of people. It just seems a lot simpler to me to give the majority what they need rather than find a solution that works for everyone.
But that might involve conflict. We can't have conflict between, even though have talked about how profits are directly in conflict with the health of the general population. We have to ignore that. And, because we want everyone to win, but mostly the people who are already winning.
Yes.